What does resilience mean? Quite simply, so many people have spoken about resilience. You see it on a daily basis all the time. How much time do I have? Do I have 40 minutes you gave me? Brilliant. Okay. So this is what it is. It is not, it's not genetic. You can't turn it on. It just doesn't come on by instinct. It's taught. You can teach it, you can practice it, you can learn it, you can inculcate it. That's what resilience is, and these are dictionary meanings. It requires an intent. You can translate intent to corporate language and say, I need a vision. I need a mission statement. I need an aim of what I need to do. It requires practice, which means you need to practice resilience. How many people who work in companies here which even discuss what a crisis is? How many companies actually employ somebody with a designation called a crisis leader? Employ. When there is no crisis. Post the crisis, how many companies actually create somebody called a crisis manager who has no other job but to manage the crisis? It takes intent, it takes cost, it takes effort, and it takes practice. Last but not the least, when you practice resilience in any form, and this is something we've seen and celebrated even last night, it's enabling, it's rewarding, it's liberating, it's creative in its own way. That's the definition of the word resilience. But I want to, like most times in life as one should, I want to go back at the beginning. It's always a great place to start. You cannot start with resilience, because my favorite word when it comes to things resilient is not resilience at all. It's tenacity. I went one slide faster. There's even a worldwide institute called the Resilience Institute, which only researches resilience. It began in New Zealand, currently headquartered in Switzerland, and it's got probably in more countries than one normally can count. So that's what they do, only research resilience. The word resilience in the last 10 years has been used 10 million times more than the last 50 years put together. Word statistics, you can Google it. That's what has happened to us. But I'd like to go back and say tenacity. Why tenacity? What does tenacity really mean, and how do we create it? Well, I'll show you a few pictures on resilience before I get to tenacity. Is this flower or this plant resilient? Are these kids resilient? Pictures tell a huge story by themselves. How many know this lady? Pretty lady, very nice looking lady. Is she an actress? Is she a model? That's who she is. This is not a photoshopped image. She's the world's #1 Paralympic badminton player. #1. And yet, if I probably showed you a photograph and asked you her name, we wouldn't know about it. Resilience? She was not born this way. She was in her early 20s when she lost a leg, decided to take up a sport she enjoyed playing as a kid. World #1. Awesome. And I must thank Kevin Kerr for having given me the opportunity to speak with and get to know this person, that she even existed. Is this resilience personified? How many have seen the cyclist? So many people here cycle every day. There he is. Cycles with able-bodied people. Has represented Spain as part of the men's 4-man team. No left side. What do you see when you see this photograph? I'll tell you what I see. I see a million things, but I've captured a few on the screen. This is what brings resilience. Now, resilience, as we all know, can be individual. I can be a resilient human being. But when it comes to companies, apart from individual resilience, which you can actually build, companies must invest in building organizational resilience, which is quite different from individual resilience.